So here over at Heritage Farm, at the tail end of the Fairplex. Excuse me, I'm on a scooter. So I just got excited about bringing Kwanzaa Joy back here. So here's the entrance, and I figured I'd do a walkthrough and look at this beautiful farm. I'm hoping, I would love to do a VIP farm to table type luncheon over here to the right. And this is what would be called the farm. They currently, or they're bringing back the farm to table luncheons. So I'd love to actually implement that VIP brunch that I originally wanted to do for our inaugural Kwanzaa Joy event. But you've got the wood fire and then storage back there, the wood fire oven. It continues down that direction as well. And then you've got this platform here. And then I'm going to go back down the second aisle where, again, we can set up that long family style table. Isn't it gorgeous? And then these sails are just so pretty. So I'm gonna see if I can squeeze through this little aisle. We'll see. Yep, it's ADA compliant. Woohoo! All right. So while we did our inaugural event, we entered here at that gate. Fairplex comped our parking for everyone. And then we lined this whole walkway on the left and the right with the Kwanzaa principles, the Nguzo Saba. So all 7 principles lined this area. And then to the right here, where this truck is located currently, this is where we put our food. Now, we ended up only having 1 food vendor, which was great. However, it would be wonderful to bring in maybe 2 or 3 additional food vendors for the day. So we have all of that space to kind of work with. I would go as far as those striped tents, canopies right there, and not any further than that. Actually, if these might be Fairplex owned, and if they are, I'm going to request these for the event because I like that pattern. Yeah, last time we got those umbrellas for all of our vendors for the marketplace. However, they were a rusty orange color. Really pretty, but I like that pattern. Hello. We also took the marketplace, was all the way down that pathway there along the left-hand side of the path. It's blocked off currently, but we had the pathway on that side, which was nice because they all had shade throughout the day. It's now about 11 or so right now. It's, it's also May, so we're looking at December. Anyway, this open space had tables everywhere.
Where's the other table here?
And we had all the tables here, but again, another spot that we can maybe put a classroom. We can do a workshop in any of these. All we have to do is ask, and it can be made available to us. Last time we had that set up with couches and things like that. We'll come back over here in a second. This way to the left Originally we thought if we did kind of a VIP section, you know, maybe some of the folks that were maybe a donor or something like that, maybe we can just have an all day kind of area. Maybe a space that's just a chill space, which this could work. This pretty much looks like this all year long, but it has the gourds hanging. So we could do couches, we can do a kind of a grazing table type vibe, maybe put some stand-up tables, the high boys over here. But this could potentially be a nice little VIP section, or not. Or we just block it off like we did last time. We basically closed that gate and you only had access to this over here. So then this brings us to, you know, the farm area. Last time we had the museum take up the schoolhouse, which I thought was a great idea. They hung their mudcloth rugs and things like that, and then did a workshop talking about history and whatnot. And then in these little areas to the right, excuse me, this is where we actually had a couple arts and craft type things, so creative spaces in each of these. On this side we ended up being storage, because we couldn't get the lock. They forgot to open it for us. So but we wanted it to be a vendor space, you know, so we can do food out of this space. However, it's really set up more of a historical display area than it is catering. And then we had our chef set up in this spot here, and we did our Kwanzaa stew out of there. Again, all of the speaker sessions happen through this space, and we set up a mock stage. I see that all of the plants, there was like stalk, like corn stalk all along that way. It's no longer there. So if we were to do something, we'd have to create that stage. But this entire space here was our open floor plan, some open seating, a couple tables, but really laxed and organic type feel. And our stage was set right there. Kwanzaa table, a rug to kind of help identify the space. And then the gazebo kind of really was just additional seating if they wanted to. And more seating and everything in this area here. The restrooms are right there. I'm not sure why the porta potties is probably a backup situation. But then that was basically the end of the end of the Kwanzaa Joy space. So again, this is it all together. All together, just a gorgeous, organic, really amazing heritage farm. I love this little space, this little corner of the fairgrounds that's not always used, but it's right next to the red barn. And I just absolutely love it. All right, so one last look of this heritage farm. I just made a great connection. Hi, Mitch. I just made a great connection. So I'm going to take a picture of this real quick. Ragdolls with Love. And I'm going to stop and get her card as well. So here it is. Hey, look! Another scooter. All right, so this is Heritage Farm, you guys. We just gotta fill it up with some goodness, some culture, and have an amazing in-person Kwanzaa celebration. I am to the moon excited to bring it back. So, absolutely to the moon.